Ma'am, Krishna ma'am, shall we start the session? Krishna ma'am, can you hear me?
Am I audible?
Yes ma'am, you are audible ma'am.
Just
Audible ma'am, yes ma'am.
Jai Gurudev.
So ma'am, shall we start the session?
1 second, I'll just do one more setting
Okay,
before.
okay.
Sonu? Steve,
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can start.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Sorry for like last moment delay.
Okay, ma'am. मैं start करता हूँ.
Yeah, thank you so much.
A very warm good afternoon to all our participants present here. Now we are moving towards our lecture 2 for this AICT sponsored short-term training program. And with this, we have with us Dr. Krishna Singh ma'am. So before proceeding forward, I would like to introduce our
क्या हुआ?
the Ayush Ministry.
विक्की जी आपकी आवाज बीच में शायद डिस्कनेक्ट हो गई है. आप सुन पा रहे हैं मेरे को?
Yes, sir, आप आ रही है मेरी आवाज?
हाँ, प्लीज दोबारा आपकी आवाज.
Krishna ma'am is also a pulse diagnosis expert, a Panchkarma expert. She also holds expertise in the weight loss management, therapeutic and the relaxation marma practitioner, and she has treated many other diseases through the purpose of Ayurveda. Ma'am is also a medical consultant for famous national as well as international celebrities. Krishna ma'am is also an art of living faculty and a volunteer. She has also published and presented scientific papers on many national and international journals and also in various events. Krishna ma'am has conducted field related seminars in Egypt, corporates like GM Motors, Corporation Bank, etc. She has also worked as a coordinator for Ayushman Bharat project. Ma'am, we are really grateful that you have joined us today and accepted our invitation. It would be a great honor to listen from you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Krishna ma'am to please continue with the session.
Thank you, Vicky sir.
Welcome, ma'am.
Vicky sir, I think you have to put that Dr. Krishna Singh on the spotlight, I guess.
विक्की जी एक्चुअली मैम दो डिवाइस से
Dr. Krishna Singh on the spotlight, please.
वो वाला उनको को होस्ट कर दीजिए. जिसमें वीडियो चालू नहीं है वो को होस्ट हटा दीजिए.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Vicky sir, and thank you so much all. Namaste everyone. Respected Dr. Surendra sir, Director SIRT Pharmacy, Dr. Nilesh Aryaji, Associate Professor, Gandhi Medical College, Bhopal, the entire organizing committee, distinguished speakers, faculty members, and the participants across the world. I'm delighted to be here and share this platform with distinguished personalities. The AICT sponsored online STTP program, which is organized by Sagar Group, has certainly given us the chance to share and learn. So thank you once again, one and all. And shall we start with our topic? Okay, let's see what exactly we are going to dig up today.
जब तक डॉक्टर कृष्णा स्लाइड शेयर कर रहे हैं, so are you sharing yourself or it is with Vicky?
Yeah, is it visible now?
No, the slide is not visible.
Not visible. Just a
Sharing has not yet started. Na? Please
Yeah,
click
just
the
a
option screen share.
The sharing has, I don't,
Allowed the sharing permissions. Now you can share it.
yeah. Okay, you had not like allowed.
No, ma'am, it is allowed. Uh,
It is allowed.
you can please try again. It will be shared now.
Is it? Is it visible now? Just a second, huh?
Okay. So for all the participants,
So hope this is now visible, right?
yeah, this is fine.
So as already sir has explained, my topic is like dinacharya. Okay, I don't know whether how many of you have heard about this word, but I think sir has already given us little bit idea about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just let us explore what exactly the dinacharya is all about. So dinacharya is like daily regimen, daily discipline of the life which we actually know and we actually do it, right? So let us see what all are there in that. So cleaning on a regular basis at fixed timing lies the importance of dinacharya. So the time, that is very, very important role here when we talk about dinacharya. So let's see how it works. Now, see, these are the things which are actually discussed under Dinacharya. Brahma Mur, Sauch Karma, Danta Dhavan, Anjana, Dhumapana, Nastya, Gandusha, Abhyanga, Snana, Karna Purana, Ahara and Nidra. But then I think you must be sounding what Dr. Krishna is talking about Brahma Murat Shaucha Karma. It is something, no? It's like we really do not know what which language she is talking, right? It's just like Lohapat Gamini. It's Lohapat Gamini is nothing but just the just the trail. Okay, so this is exactly what it just the technical term mentioned in Ayurveda. We all know all these things. So let us see. This is the modified version which we know about it. So waking up early in the morning, right? Then drinking water, then brushing teeth, cleaning our tongue, then eliminative processes, then caring of our eyes, exercise, massaging, bathing, meditating, foot massage, sleeping early, right? This is the whole cycle which we all do, and that is what I was discussing, like Brahma Mut, Soch Karma, and Danta Dhavana. Now I think most of you would be able to relate what I was talking about. Now, before we actually go into the deep about this whole, like what is Danta, Dinacharya is all about, we have to understand the philosophy behind it, especially the Ayurveda philosophy, right? See, as we know, and I'm sure that most of you must have heard by this time that our body is made up of 5 elements. What are these 5 elements? These are like ether, air, fire, water and the earth. But the same whatever is in the outside environment in this universe, the same is there within us. This body is made up of these 5 elements, and at the same time this whole universe is made up of these 5 elements. So whatever is happening outside, that means in the environment, it exactly affects us because the same constitution is there within our body, right? And whatever change is happening inside, it has to be in rhythm with the outside changes, right? Like the changes, what changes I'm talking about? The changes I'm talking about, like day and night changes, the season changes, the temperature variation, right? The light, everything actually matters a lot to this body because we are connected. So once we know this philosophy or the logic behind this, then we will be able to understand why dinacharya and why I mentioned earlier that time is a very important factor. Okay, so that is what it, in a very brief, in the coded language, it's mentioned yat pinde tat brahmande. That is actually a quotation I have taken from the Upanishad. And most of our like acharyas or the ancient seers, they were the scientists of the high class order, right? And they were knowing this science, the deep science related with our body and the universe long, long time back. Okay. So now, again, one more concept we have to have the clarity before we proceed about to this dinacharya. Like, we have a biological cycle, right? We have a circadian cycle, like sleep wake up cycle is there. No, and actually it is governed by a master clock located in our brain. It also works like a conductor. It's like striking up one section of the body orchestra as another quiets down. It means it's like if one is working efficiently, the other is taking rest. And if the other is taking rest, the other one is taking is become very active, right? At the same time, this whole process, circadian cycle, is actually also related with the hormonal system of our body. So it is known these days that even ourselves grow faster during certain hours of the day. So it means actually the most of the very, very complicated physiological or the biological processes happening inside our body is taken care if this whole is tuned with the outside activity of like day and night and the season, the temperature variation, etc., etc. Also, this dinacharya, when we'll see, we'll also find that whatever dinacharya we do in the daily, daily routine is actually very well connected with the caring of all the five sense organs. The five sense organ, I'm sure we know, but let me just say this, like a skin, ear, nose, tongue, eye. These are the five sense organs, and these are very important to connect us from the outer world and to the inner world. This is a connection, like whatever we perceive from outside, through this it carries to the signal gets carried to the brain, and from brain it does the different activity based on the knowledge we perceive from all these five sense organs. So we know that all these five sense organs plays a very, very important role in our life. And many a times actually we relate our what to say aging with all these sense organ activities. Suppose we know like after age of 40, we these days it's a must to wear a glasses, right? The skin wrinkles when we are aging. So all these actually shows that how aging actually it reflects. The aging gets reflected with the activity and the efficiency of these five sense organs. So just in nutshell, this biological cycle is actually taken care by the dinacharya. At the same time, the activity and the efficiency of these five sense organs is also taken care and by the dinacharya activity. So I am sure that you are clear that five elements inside and outside and the biological cycle and the five sense organ. Okay. With this knowledge, now let us move on to the first thing. I'm sure we all know, but let's have a look what exactly we do. Do you see this? Wet tea is bad tea, right? Now, this is also we do, right? Sometimes we start our day with the what is happening in the news, like with the laptop, has somebody given me some mail, right? What is happening? Let me go to the newspaper and let me check. Then this is the WhatsApp. I think this is a common scene, must be a common scene in the hostel, right? WhatsApp group must be very, very active during early morning hours of the day. And so sometimes this is also their nocturnal mornings. Many they wake up in the night and they say that it's a good morning for them, right? So now it's a time for poll one, Vicky. See, Vicky ji, can we have the poll one now?
Ma'am, actually there's some technical issue. The poll questions are not able to run right now actually.
Okay, okay. So shall I move ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So the poll question was nothing, but it was like, how many of you agree that most of us do all these things, right? When we get up, and this is the first work we do in the morning. And I'm sure, of course, there is no poll system because of the technical fault, but I'm sure that most of us would agree. Yeah, we have these some of the other things closer to what had been shown just now. Now, let me now introduce the concept of Ayurveda here. The first thing you remember, which I had mentioned in the slide, that is Brahma Muhurta. So, according to Ayurveda, one who is desirous of a long, healthy life should wake up at the time of Brahma Muhurta. It means it is approximately 1 to 1.5 hours before sunrise. And Brahma means knowledge. Brahma Muhurta is the best time for gaining knowledge. Now, see, it is very difficult somebody to get up around 4:30 or 5 o'clock. I know most of us would be, oh, because we wake up so, no, we are awake till very late in the night, and now it's very difficult for us to get up at 4:30. But I will just say that at least get up just before sunrise. Around 6 o'clock also in the morning, if you get up, that is fine. And you are closer to this concept of waking up in the Brahma mode. It has its own significance. And especially for those who are students, I'm sure many students would have joined us in this event. So again, there is a message to all the students. If you wake up in the morning, the mind is very silent and sharp at this time. It's very, very active. And whatever you study at this time, the grasping ability is very, very high. So this is the right time to gain knowledge. Okay. Now let us have a scientific explanation. I had already shown that that there is a center in the brain, and that center in the brain actually is very active during that time. So another important thing is it's a healthy environment in the early morning hour. Then pineal gland secretion is maximum in the early morning time. So once we wake up in the morning, we know that the whole day will be actually good. Sometimes we all must have noticed when we wake up in the early in the morning, we find all the works are very orderly placed throughout the day. We really enjoy actually when we wake up early in the morning. I know it is very difficult these days, especially among youngsters. But yes, the day you wake up, you find all things are very orderly placed, and you enjoy the day with as you are very fresh like a lemon. So this is what pineal gland secretion is maximum in early morning. This is the scientific reason behind that one has to get early morning. And it maintains the body's circadian rhythm. That is what I said, that there is a rhythm inside our body and there is a rhythm outside our body. And the one who knows to tune to the rhythm, this outer and the inner rhythm, that person is a successful person, right? When you will actually, you read the life story of many successful people, you will get to know that they were very, very disciplined and they follow this nature law, right? To get up early in the morning. Now, what happens when we are actually, we wake up early in the morning, we are ready to take up challenge for the day as this boy in the picture, right? So this is very, very important. Now, the next thing what we do after waking up is the Ushna Pana, not the Tea Pana, right? So Ushna Pana, that is, Ushna means that Usha Pana. Usha Pana is something which we take in the morning hour, right? So intake of water kept in copper vessels that will delay the age and attain longevity and healthy life. See here it's mentioned copper vessel, mentioned in the sense this quotation has been taken from the Ayurvedic text, but I'll suggest if there is no copper vessel, especially the pure one, in case you do not have that, at least get something like even a glass is fine, right? Even a steel glass is fine. These days this earthen tumbler comes, that is also fine. Keep some water and then drink in the morning, right? You will like, you need not to have extra cosmetics for like anti-aging, anti-wrinkling, all different types of cosmetic. This itself will help you to delay the aging and have a healthy life. Now, what happens when we do this Usha Pana, means drinking water in the morning? It helps to maximize the physical performance because we know that hydration has a major effect on energy levels and brain function, because we know that 70% of our body is water, right? And when we are nourishing it actually with water, then so many different systems, again, the physiological functions of our body actually works very efficiently. It relieves the constipation. We'll see about it, about the constipation later. Now, may treat the renal stones also. These days, the renal stone problem is very, very serious and it happens even in a very young age also. So this again takes care of that. And the studies have shown that drinking half a liter of water was shown to increase metabolism by 24 to 30%. And when the metabolism is proper, then there is no like chance of getting many diseases, which is because of the disturbed metabolic functions. Okay. Now, next dinacharya is the Soch Karma. Soch Karma is nothing but the attending natural urges. Okay, so this is very interesting. This is what sometimes, no, usually what happens when we are attending our natural urges in our Ayurveda science, it has been told that everything is like a ritual. Whether you are brushing your teeth, where you are attending your urges, you have to have a very, no, you have to have the concentration on whatever you are doing. But where is the time, right? Some of us would be sitting with our mobile, some of us would be sitting with a newspaper. I still remember a friend during my school time. She would take all her notes in the loo because she used to spend a lot of time in the loo and she would be reading there. So, a very interesting thing, right? So, this is what generally we do, which are supposed not to be done. Now, Vikiji, is it possible for you to play the video before we move to the next slide?
Okay, sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I will just take a minute.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. Not an issue. I know.
So what you mean to say, ma'am, is that we have to keep our body healthy to keep our mind healthy for
Yes, yes,
getting
yes.
sanskara.
Definitely. Definitely, sir. There is a strong relationship. I don't know why you asked me this question because you have everything to know and understand, and I'm sure you practice also, right? So there is a very deep correlation between our body and mind, right? It's very well connected. That's why we have a concept of let's
Okay.
have a look.
So if I am doing all this, then I will be having good sanskara. The purpose of this workshop. Yeah, okay. That's why you choose this topic and presenting in this manner. Ki I should develop a good sanskara from my DNA or inside from inside.
Definitely, definitely, sir. I'll come to that point.
Okay. Vicky, while clicking on this link, it is not playing. Krishna madam herself click on this link.
Sorry, sir.
If you click on this YouTube link, it will play.
Sir, actually, the video is playing. Is it not visible, sir?
It's not visible.
It is visible, but it is visible.
No, you have not started screen sharing, Vicky.
No, sir, my screen is sharing and the video is also playing.
But
Okay.
it is being played, sir. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, I think it's a toilet wala na, so it is locked. It is not being seen. अंदर की बात है इसलिए दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. It's not not able
No,
to.
we have covered whatever is being not to say.
But actually इसीलिए दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. It is locked. अंदर की बात है.
It is played. I can see, and I'm sure all the participants can see it.
No, no, ma'am, it is not visible on our screen. हमारे screen पे नहीं दिख रहा है. It is played at your end, but it is not being shared. Screen sharing में आपको वहाँ YouTube sharing में जो option होता है उस पे करना है. the meantime, if participant is having any question related to the session or अभी तक जो cover हुआ, they can write in the chat so that we can utilize the time in a fruitful manner. Or if you have any query, so Dr. Krishna is one of the very experienced person in the field of Ayurveda. So for keeping our body fit, mind fit, if you have any question, you can write in the chat.
So I'm sure most of you would have enjoyed this video, right? And I really don't know, like usually I love to interact with the students, but I think that option is not here. At least some of you can show the thumbs up in case you liked it. Okay, you can share it on our chat box. Anyway, I know you would have enjoyed this. Now, what is the idea behind showing this video? Actually, you know what? There is always a debate which commode is better, Western commode or the Indian commode. I would say that Indian commode is very good because when we sit in the squatting position, you had seen a angle of 35-degree, and that is where actually the the excretion, the evacuation happens properly. And you know, I remember I had watched the movie Piku, Amitabh Bachchan star movie, and I was wondering, and I was at the same time enjoying the movie, thinking that how wonderfully they have actually taken just one single concept, that constipation is, if there is constipation, it spoils the whole day and sometimes the whole life of the person, right? It why? Because our emotion and morning motion is deeply connected. So this is how, you know, when you have a very good evacuation in the morning, you feel fresh throughout the day. You feel as if there is a new lightness, new life in your body, right? I'm sure. But there is a gap of that conversation. That's why I'm sure that, you know, we cannot get the feedback about it immediately. Now, see, that is what, when you see that movie, you will find that how important it is to have the, you know, clear bowel motion. Now, what happens first, of course, before going to the benefit, let me make this clear why early evacuation is very, very important. You know, there are 5 different types of Vayu or Vata in the body as per Ayurveda. And there is the fifth type that is known as Apana Vayu, that is Apana Vata. And this Apana Vata is actually related with all different types of excretion on the body, including the fecal and the waste matter excretion from the body. That's why it is very important to wake up in the morning and to attend this natural urge, because this apana vayu is very active during the early morning hours, especially around that 4:30 to 6 o'clock. And the time when you like get up around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, which is very common these days, what happens? The apana vayu goes to sleep. When you awake, it goes to sleep. And when it sleeps, then your waste material gets accumulated in your large intestine, lower part of the large intestine. It is there, but nothing is there to actually help it to get out from the body. Now, see, sometimes no people argue. See, it is very difficult when we work late in the night. But I'll say that at least if you get up early in the morning, attend all these natural urges, and after that again you can go to sleep. It's like, say, sometimes children know they do some wrong things, and once in a once or twice or thrice, what happens? The parents forgive them. But again, if they do it repeatedly, what happens? Then parents cannot do anything but just to punish. The same thing happens with our body. Like if we are not attending to our natural urges in time, what happens? It gets accumulated. And once it gets accumulated, then it leads to constipation. And we all know that constipation is the root cause of many, many disorders these days, including even carcinoma, that is cancer. Okay, so now the choice is yours, like whether you get up early in the morning and get rid of all these problems, or you stay, or you sleep late, right? Now, next thing, what again, if I'll add some cosmetic no aspect to it, if you like no get up early in the morning and attend to your natural surges, urges, it takes care of like hair fall, then skin care, so many different things, balding in the males, all these different things are associated with that. And we go to doctors and then we meet them, especially again with this, those who are having upper respiratory tract infection. I should suggest those who are having upper respiratory tract infection, no matter whatever medicines they take, but if they do not get up early in the morning, what happens? They can never get cured of their upper respiratory tract infection or sinuses, right? So actually, one has to get up early in the morning, and there are many more the health benefits. Okay, so now let us come to this slide. The stomach is light when we are like getting up early in the morning and attending our natural urges. Hunger is proper, digestive fire increases, and there is a feel of lightness in the body. Now, the next is the oral hygiene, right? Oral hygiene, like we have these days, mental hygiene, dental hygiene, so oral hygiene in Ayurveda is being told. And this is Danta Dhavan. That is what I was saying, Lohapat Gamini. It is nothing but the brushing of your teeth. And then next is the Jiva Nirlekhan. Jiva Nirlekhan, we all do it. That is scraping the tongue. Okay. And now here the poll 2 was there. Of course, Vicky ji, is it working?
No, ma'am. Actually, due to some technical issues, the polls are not working.
Okay, fine. So I need not to ask hereafter, right? So I'm suppose that it will not work, right? Okay.
And we
So
are trying to fix that. If at any moment it starts working,
yeah,
I will let you know,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. In case if it starts working, just let me know, right?
Sure, sure, ma'am.
Now, see, this is, I'll suggest this should be our no tools. I am saying the tools. Why? Because these are the days to use the word tools. So we have to use all these things to brush our teeth and not whatever is available in the market. See, one thing is very, very cost effective and it is free of all the toxic chemicals. These days there is a theory of accumulative toxicity. Like all these like daily activities, like we are brushing our teeth, we are using the soap, we are using the gargles, and we are using different fragrant oil. All these have like chemicals loaded in it, and all these chemical is getting entry in our body. And of course it is in a very small doses, and when in a small dose, definitely it will not kill us, but then in the accumulated state, when we are using it over the years, it leads to many deadly disorders in our body. So this also actually we have to take care, as these days it's a growing concern. Why? Because every day some or the other problem is coming up because of the chemical exposure, deadly chemical exposure, I must say, to our body. Okay. So now here, see, do you see there is a neem twig, that is neem twig, right? That is Aza directa indica, the botanical name. Then there are some herbal powders. Then there is a drink. So all these are used actually for the herbal oral care. Now, what is to be used actually for the brushing? So I would suggest the one which is commonly known and also available is the neem tree. Of course, there are many other things which is mentioned, but I'm sure that most of us would not be knowing about it, so better not to discuss. And then in case of like if twig is not available, some of the powders like Triphala Tricatu. Triphala is a very, very common powder, medicated powder, Ayurveda powder, which is available in the market. And Tricatu is again a combination of three. If you want, you can write it is Shunti, Marich, and Pipali. If you want, you can just search it also. It is easily, you can make it at home also, and it is very good for brushing teeth. You can just powder it, or you can bring triphala and you can keep it in your home instead of using these chemically loaded toxic chemicals in this toothpaste and tooth powders. You can make use of all these things, and even just this neem twig is also very good. So these are, and when to actually brush our teeth, this also has been everything is very meticulously mentioned in the Ayurveda classical textbook. So acharyas or the ancient seers, they say that at dawn and after every meal, one has to brush their teeth. But how to brush the teeth? We have to take care that we are not hurting our gums. Usually, what happens, whatever brush is available in the market, even though they say it is soft, it is hard, it is zigzag, right? It has the tendency to hurt our gums. But if it is natural, if it is because like after like no the twig of some plant, then what will happen? It will not hurt our gum because gum is very important to have a very healthy denture, right? So because it nourished through that only with the tooth get the nourishment. So that is why at no cost we have to hurt our gums. Now again the same thing which I mentioned, that Triphala Trikatu can be make use. Now see, this is a very innovative idea how to keep it safely, because this is again like generally we get this problem like how to preserve or how to keep our twig, because it may get attacked by the insects and the flies. So this is something where we can keep our twig, use twig, and see the upper part of the twig is actually made into the bristle forms, right? So the brush bristles. So we can just remove the outer coating, and after that we can just expose the inner one, and after that we can just pound it little. What will happen? It will be like a brush. The same thing can be used for brushing our teeth. Now comes the tongue scraper. See, the tongue scraper here, it is, of course, I didn't get a proper picture, so I had to take this one. Here it is like of some other material, but I would suggest that better that this is of gold, silver, copper, tin, brass, and see here, gold, silver, definitely. We are not Tata's Birla to get this gold and silver. But of course, copper, tin, and brass we can have, which is available in the market. But make sure that it is not sharp and it is not curved, right? It is very smooth, because it can just help in scraping, not in cutting our tongue, which is very important. Okay. And soon after brushing our teeth, we have to use the tongue scraper. Okay. After you complete, we have another small, very small procedure like 10 to 15 seconds you can do and you can finish. We'll see it later. So what are the benefits of this? So we know it, right? Remove foul smell and tastelessness. We say these days, ना आपके टूथपेस्ट में नमक है क्या? आपके टूथपेस्ट में झाग आता है क्या? क्या आपका टूथपेस्ट जो है आपको सफेद दांत देता है क्या? सफेदी कहाँ चली गई है ना? एंड यू सी दैट अगर कोलगेट स्माइल है so a boy always get a good girl. So this is how it is promoted in our ads, but it is nothing like that. Even with the neem twig also, you can be a successful person. So remove coating of the tongue, teeth, and mouth, and bring relish immediately. Right. The dirt collected at the root of the tongue, which create obstruction in respiration, produces foul smell. You see, that's why we have to use the tongue scraper. And again, a very small tip, right? People use that mouth freshener, right? Fragrant mouth fresheners, again, which is chemical only and which is not good for us in the long run. I would suggest that instead of that, we can put some fruits of cloves. It is very commonly available in our kitchen. So that cloves we can put at some elaichi, that is a small cardamom also, we can keep it in our mouth. Not just fragrance, it also gives clarity and relish. And especially people, those who know, you must have seen some people when while speaking there will be some thread appearing, the saliva thread would see, or while talking no some spit will come out from the mouth. So for them again I suggest that no, they can keep all these things and it will give clarity of the mouth. Now why this brushing is very important, like we have a lot of saliva and dirt inside the mouth. So when we clear up the thing, what happens, that kapha, as per Ayurveda, the kapha, it reduces or it destroys. And that is why it traditionally in all the Ayurvedic phase, we used to have this salt, because, and not just this common salt, what is, I'm talking about the Sendha Namak, right? I'm sure most of us would be knowing about the Sendha Namak, right? And so this is what can be done. Now, again, this is what I was saying, that soon after we brush and we scrap our tongue, we can use this pratisarana. Pratisarana is nothing but just applying drug inside the mouth for buccal mucus drainage. How we have to do, I don't know. I think I'll not be visible on the screen. What we have to do, we just have to take this in our index finger, on the tip of the index finger, the powder which I told, like Triphala Tricatu. And we can, if you want, you can add little bit of sands of salt and also little bit of oil, especially this mustard oil, and just mix it, make it like a paste, and with a very tender, no, just rub it over the gums. Okay. Once we do it, no, it will like remove all the buccal mucus, extra mucus in our cavity, and it will make our gum very healthy, which will again in turn protect our tooth, right? So this is again a very important, and it hardly takes 10 to 15 seconds to finish this, because you don't have to, rub it very vigorously, just a gentle rub. Within 10 to 15 seconds it will be over, but you will have a very good benefits from all these small procedures. Okay. So again, I must say that you should not get caught up कि तुम्हारा जो टूथपेस्ट है मीठा तो नहीं है, तुम्हारे टूथपेस्ट में नमक तो नहीं है, तुम्हारे टूथपेस्ट जो है झाग देने वाला तो नहीं है, right? Why? Because we know that chemical which actually, whitens our teeth has the entry, it can enter into our brain, which is not good, which is again very toxic. So that is why we must avoid all those chemical things available in the market claiming all these things. And the golden rule to it is, soon after brushing and completing all these procedures, fill the mouth with water and splash cold water or lukewarm water over eyes, right? It also not just this one, it also activates different areas of our brain. At the same time, it is very good for our eyes. Okay. So just know this, and it's a very simple thing you must be knowing, but still, even after knowing, we until and unless we implement something, we do not get the benefit and the experience, right? Now, Anjana, soon after this, I had a poll again here. So of course, here the poll was Anjana means, again, this is like how we put the kajal into our eyes. Usually the poll, again, I only will speak over here. See, it was like, generally we consider that putting kajal in the eye means that it is only for the beautification. Most of us have this thought, right? But then it is not like that. It has a very deep scientific explanation, like what it does. Okay, so let's just go through it. So what it does, the collyrium. But of course, here I'm not talking about Lakme Kajal or the Maybelline or LA18. I also don't know how many of it are available, but this is actually that Anjana, that is collyrium. Now, let's see. To expel the impurities derived from kapha, actually, this alochaka pith is there in the eye. Again, as I said that, there are 5 different types of pitta inside the body, and the alochaka pith, out of those 5, there is one which is known as alochaka pith, and it is the seat of the eye. When there is a pitta, pitta means like it is representative of fire element. Now kapha is the representative of water and earth element. So if there is a fire, definitely it's a common understanding that it has, it has both, like water and fire has got the opposite value. So eye has got lot of problem with anything which is from kapha. So what happens, this kapha should not actually stay inside our eye for a long time. So that's why this collyrium, this anjana, is applied to expel the impurities derived from kapha. We know that we have a lacrimal gland which actually produces tears, and it has to constantly get removed. Why? Because it removes a lot of dust, whatever we acquire throughout the day, right? And that is why once it is removed, then there is no infection, there is no other problem related with the eye. So this collyrium actually remove that. Now, when to apply as per Ayurveda? I'm saying as per Ayurveda, morning and evening, but never at night. Now, how to apply that? Starting from the lower eyelid. Okay, lower eyelid is starting from the inner canthus to the outer canthus. This is the inner canthus, which is close to the nose. From there, we have to start and we have to end towards the ear side. Okay, so lower eyelid from the inside to outside. That is what you should understand, right? Now, What we have to do after applying, we have to close our eyes and rotate the eyeball for spreading of anjana in the whole eye. When? Until we get a burning sensation and lacrimation stops and eyes feel comfortable. What happens then? The eyes become clear and bright and efficient in its all action. It improves eyesight also and removes different types of eye diseases also. So now I think it is clear that it is not just for the beautification, it is it has got some medical benefits. But now one thing is there, like no, generally what people think that uh, this how to prepare this anjana or collyrium, because I had mentioned that I'm not talking about the Lakme or the different brands which are available in the market. The simple what you can do is you can take a cotton cloth, just roll it and make it like a no, a small pipe like this one, and then smear it with cow ghee if possible. Just smear it with cow ghee and take a diya which is available in all our homes, and then just burn it over the fire. And over this twig you just keep a small diya. If it is of gold or if it is silver, or again even if it is of earthen diya, then just cover it. Whatever this gets accumulated over the top of this, you just scratch it and then you just store it, and that can be used for the anjana. And I know that most of you would be knowing, this is what few decades back, many of our homes, this was used to prepare for the small children or the newborn babies. Okay, so this is what you can just store and then you can use it instead of using all these chemical loaded like Lakme or this or different brands. Okay. Now coming to the next dinacharya, that is dhumapana. Dhumapana is like medicated smoking. I did not keep any picture. I felt it might not be good because many of the students would be watching, would have joined in this program, and it might send a wrong message before they get to know exactly what is the theory behind it. Okay. So next dinacharya is the dhumapana, that is medicated smoking. Now, what is the reason behind that this has been added in our daily routine? Some part of the increased kapha in the head region is instantly eliminated by inhalation of medicated herbal smoke, that is dhumapana. Hence, it is suggested following collyrium application. What happens? No, anjana, as we know, that it removes all the kapha, whatever is accumulated in the eye. Now, what happens, as we know that nose, eye, head, everything is very well connected. Now, if there is a removal and still there is some remnants left inside, which should not be there inside our different organs, then what happens when we take this herbal medicated smoking? When we inhale, what happens? Whatever remnant is left, that also being removed, and especially the head region, if there is accumulation of kapha, then that removes it very clearly. I'll just give a very common idea, like how to know that there is kapha in the head region. Sometimes you will have a feeling, no, if there is a strong cold wind, or if it is a rainy season, you will feel, and if few drops have fallen onto your head, you will get a feeling that I do not have a headache, but there is some heaviness inside my head. I'm not able to perceive the things properly, I'm not able to concentrate on anything properly. What is that? It means that there is increased kapha in the head, and for that this herbal medicated smoking is very very good. And that's why in our daily routine it is being suggested that soon after application of collyrium, that is anjana, we can do this uh, medicated this one. Now, what are the different, this I have already explained, like cigars, how to make it, and then how to do it, that is again very important. It should be inhaled through mouth, like we have made now. Like suppose a small medicinal plant twig and then smear it in ghee, and then what we do it, that we burn it from the other end, the remaining end of it. Again, it is like a pipe, the same the how we prepared the anjana, the same way we can prepare this. Just one more thing, you can add some turmeric powder also in the ghee, which is used to smear this cotton pipe, whatever we are going to make. So just smear it with ghee, and you can add a pinch of turmeric. Then just roll it, and what the on the other hand of it, you just burn it. The remaining end of it, you put it in your mouth. It should be little long to avoid burning of your face or other parts of your body, right? And when you just smoke it through mouth, and then remove the smoke through two nostrils alternately, right? In all cases, make sure that smoke should be exhaled through your mouth only, not through the nostrils. Okay, now after brushing teeth, when it can be done, of course after anjana, but then even after brushing your teeth, after taking bath, after having Nasya Karma, we'll see what is Nasya Karma. Even after taking food, if you feel that there is heaviness in the stomach, or if you have eaten some heavy food, and also after waking up from day sleep also, this can be done. Now, what are the benefits? Is a strengthened sense organ. We already know the 5 different sense organ. Makes mind stable and peaceful. That is what I was saying. In case you are not able to actually concentrate on any of the work, no, or your studies, or any work given to you, assigned to you, in that case also it is better to have that. Then prevents hair fall and graying. The voice becomes soft and pleasant. This is again very good, like especially those who have to speak a lot, right? So for those people also, this is very good, like they can speak at different time, and like it will they will not have hoarseness in the mouth. As you know, like foul smell, anorexia, it is good for all these things also. Now coming to the next one, that is nasyam. Nasyam is like nasal drop or instillation, administration of medicated oil or ghee through the nostrils. Okay, so here it seems to be very complicated, but it's not like that. We'll see how to do it, and it is very easy to do. Like I'll tell you the very easiest one, so that no you can actually use it in your daily routine. So we know nasal cavity is regarded as the door to brain. In Ayurveda, there is a quotation which says that Nasha hi Tirsho Dwara. Tirsho Dwara means that it is a door to the brain. So, through this nose, right, you have an entry to your brain. That's why it is so important organ, that no, see, you cannot daily open your brain and put something to it. So instead of that, God has given us this simple aperture, that is nostril, and through that actually you can help or nourish the brain directly, right? So different types of nasyas has been told. I think that's not of use. The most important one, and which can be done in the daily routine, is the pratimarsha nasya. Now, in the Pratimarshanasya, what we have to do is just 2 or 3 drops of any medicated oil can be put inside our nostril. Now, how to do it? In the picture, you must have seen already that the lady is actually lying down in the supine position with the head slightly tilted backward side. This is the ideal position if you want to have, right? This can be done here in the picture. It was shown another lady is helping her to give nasya, but it's not like that. Simply, you have a dropper, right? We all get these droppers these days, so whatever is your medicated oil which you have planned to put inside your nostril, you can just fill it with your medicated oil, and lie down in that position, your head tilted little backward, and then put 2 or 3 drops in the nostril. That's it. That is the only thing you have to do in the Pratimarshanasya. It hardly takes some 10 to 15 seconds of your daily 24 hours, right? Now, it can be practiced in the group of 8 to 80 years. It means right from a very young age till the extreme of our life, we can practice this, and it has so many multiple benefits, right? Why? Because I said it's important, because this is no door to the brain, and we can actually nourish our brain through this. Now, when to do it? When there is no cloud in the sky. Otherwise, you will tell that, see, there was a lecture from Dr. Krishna, and she told us to put, and today it's rainy and windy. There's a cloud around, and I put it, and I'm getting heaviness in my head. So please do not do when there is this type of condition outside. I said why? Because outside and inside is very much connected and related. So make sure that you do this when there is a normal day, right? Normal days means all the day except this kind of day. Okay. Now, I think, as I said, Triphala is very common. I feel that Anuthalam is again, which is very common. Whichever Ayurveda medical store you go, you will get this Anuthalam, right? Which is a herbal medicated oil, especially indicated for nasal instillation on a daily basis. Okay, that's why it is very, very important. And what happens? It is conducive to spreading into minute channels of the body. We know this nostril or the nasal cavity, right? This is richly supplied with the blood vessel, and soon you put this drop of oil inside your nostril, it immediately gets absorbed by all these minute channels and it goes to your brain. So this is specially given mention in the Ayurvedic textbooks to use this Anu Tailam. Okay. But again, I'll say in case you do not have Anu Tailam, Gaugrita. Gaugrita means the ghee from the cow ghee also you can put it. If you do not have cow ghee, even the mustard oil is also very good. But whatever you are using, I'll say that you can just warm it and then use it. It will have much more benefit than if it is used in the cold condition. Now, just one simple rule which you must know if you are using all these things, that when you are actually heating the oil, actually heating the oil is not the right word. Heating the oil or heating the ghee, for such type of things, what you have to do is you have to boil water actually in a pan, and whatever like a small dropper I said, you put it in that water, right? Do not directly heat that oil or ghee into the on the flame, right? Put it in that boiling water, and once it is little no warm, I'm saying warm because otherwise you will burn your nostril, right? So you use it for dropping it. It will be much better than just putting it inside your uh, nostril, right? So what will happen? And what happens? It makes a coating on your nostril or the nasal cavity. Once there is a coating, all different kinds of dust, dirt, actually, it will have an obstruction to get actually absorbed by the different layers of our nasal cavity, and it will not reach to the inside of our body, which leads to different kinds of allergies and different kinds of sinusitis and different other problems, right? So this is very important. Apart from that, it has much more benefits. Let us see. Eyes, nose, ears become healthy and more powerful. I said, all these five sense organs are very well connected inside. That's why when we are putting it through this also, through nose also, but it actually takes care of eye, ears also. It prevents hair fall and graying of hair. Those who are suffering from this, they can also make use of all these. That will help them to actually get rid of without using any chemicals or different other medicines. It also is good for promoting our hair growth. And the most important, I'm sure many ladies would be really very happy and delighted to know this, the face becomes brighter and more expressive. Huh? Voice becomes soft and stable, and sensory organs become more powerful and clear. So that is what, apart from diseases like stiffness of the neck, spondylitis, facial paralysis, headache, sinusitis, there are so many which can be taken care with just 2 drops of oil, right? So this is all I have already actually mentioned, that sesame oil, anutelam, just 2 bindu throughout life can be used. This is Pratimashanasya. This is again, see, if we do not have time in the morning, usually people complain, oh, where is the time to do all these things? I say do it. There are so many different times which has been mentioned by the seers, like end of night, daytime, food, day sleep, walking for long distance, after physical exercise, after oil massage on head, brushing of your teeth, after laughing also you can use. But I'll suggest, if somebody is having problem like they do not get proper sleep, that is insomnia, if they are suffering from, they can use it in the night, and I'm sure they can just send me a personal message that I'm able to sleep very nicely with the help of just because of 2 drops of oil put inside the nostril just before I go to sleep in the night. Okay, try it, and you can just let me know, right? So you have different time slots where you can just do it. Just 2 drops of oil does not matter. The time matters a lot for this one. You can do at any time, but especially morning time is good. And if you do not get, I'll suggest do it at before your sleep in the night. Now, what is this next dinacharya? I know you must be knowing. Definitely, I'm not talking about any alcohol thing. So, this is the gargling, right? So, we say it Kavala and Gandusha in Ayurveda. As I said, Lohapadgamini again, Kavala and Gandush, but it is nothing in the simple language. It is oil pulling. Those who are health conscious these days, they must be knowing about oil pulling. It has become all the more popular these days because Shilpa Shetty has put her one of the video on YouTube stating that I do oil pulling and I have got this type of a skin, youthful and blah blah blah. So oil pulling, but let me tell you all that this oil pulling was mentioned as part of our dinacharya. Of course, we'll see what are the different benefits we'll get. Now, what is the method? Retain the liquid in the mouth. Liquid, I'll tell you what exactly we have to use. Okay, not allowing to be let into the stomach. Just fill your mouth with some liquid. Okay, and do not allow that it goes inside the stomach. Just keep it inside your mouth and until your kapha or some secretions from the nose and eyes start coming out. But when you're holding it in the mouth, make sure that you're making no movement, right? You're not actually, taking it from right to left, up to down like that. And what we can use, see, we can use some coconut oil, we can use some sesame oil, we can use, I'll not suggest mustard oil, but sesame oil or coconut oil is good. And another very simple thing is if nothing is available, just put some lukewarm water. Make sure the temperature of water is good enough to hold it in mouth for at least 10 minutes. Okay. You should not burn your oral cavity. Again, you will have a complaint on me saying that Krishna madam told like this and I'm holding and I burnt whole my oral cavity. So it should not be like that. Okay. So lukewarm water so that you can hold it comfortably for at least 10 minutes. In case if you want, you can add a sesame seed paste or sesame oil, 1 or 2 drops. That also would be very cost effective. See, all these procedures, no, and the different materials which are being used, it's very very cost effective. What we do, we go and we buy a chemical garglers, right? So many brands are available, these are Listerine, this and that, mouthwash, everything, but it is all laden with chemical. You are not actually just increasing the level of chemical toxicity in your body, but at the same time you are exposing all these chemicals to the environment. And these days environmental toxicity is again a matter of great concern. So we have to have some duties and responsibilities for this universe where we are spending 70 to 80 years of our life, right? So just know that these are at the same time it is very cost effective, very safe also for our body and on our pocket as well. So just use this if you want. And though people, those who get a lot of saliva inside the mouth, they can add little bit of sandha namak also into it so that it will help. And once after 10 minutes, what you can do, you can spill it out. Once we spill it out, you will see that there is a change in the consistency of the liquid which was put inside and which is thrown outside from your mouth. Okay, so it means what? It is clearing. And I'll tell you from my experience, no, the experience in just 10 minutes of holding this liquid is like, oh wow, what a freshness you get soon after that. You will get a feeling I'm ready to conquer this whole world. You'll get very good confidence that okay, sometimes when you are very healthy, you will have a lot of confidence to face the world and to challenges everywhere. So that is what, when you do that, you will have this experience. Do it and then share it with me. I'll be happy to know about your experiences. Now, apart from that benefit, shoulder strength, long neck, and strong musculature, it will have like glow on the skin and the face. It opens up your chest which is again like oxygen carrying capacity increases. There is a fragrance in the mouth. You need not to have no all those uh, chemically this mouth fresheners or different types of no, whatever chemical things we put in the mouth to have that very fresh mouth breath. Now, voice, deep, soft sense organs works efficiently. Wrinkles, graying, blemishes, removes lip cracking, dryness of lips and mouth. These days, no, there is a growing use of this. What is that? Lip balm or different types of no. Why? Because in the winter there is a lip crack. We want to have a glow on our lip. But then I'll suggest use this, and you will find that there is a very natural glow on your lip. At the same time, those who get this type of problems like drying and lip cracking, you will not get it later on. Then remove stiff problem and hoarseness of voice. That is why I'll tell you, like those who are like having profession like teachers or leaders, TV anchors, or doctors, those who have to speak to every patients they meet, right? For those type of people, this oil pulling is again very important. If they do it throughout the day, no matter how long they are speaking, they will have that clarity in their voice. So again, this was the poll 4. I wanted, would you, is it a nice idea to use this oil pulling over chemical gargles? So now it is not there. As somebody says, come on, we'll go for this. You say, some people say, oh, it's very boring, right? And I am sure that they would agree with this. Many of them, they go to impress others. Am I right? So these are the different expressions which we get when we talk about this. So I'm sure you are, I'm talking about the vyayama, the exercise, right? Yesterday there was a speaker who had spoken a lot about all these things, so of course I'll not go into the details of all those, but just few things which is I feel important to share here, that which produces ayasa, exertion. What is the real meaning of vyayam, right? I'm not talking about going to the gym, right? There is a difference in yoga. There is a difference in yoga and gymming, right? Sometimes later, if there is a time, we can have another session about all these things, which produces ayasa. Ayasa means exertion in the body, that is vyayama. Now, usually people ask this question, like how much we have to actually do this vyayama. So I'll suggest there is a very simple and golden rule to follow this. First thing, it depends on season, in which season you are doing, and you have to do until you start sweating. So again, a very important thing, you should avoid doing it under fan or putting AC, which is very common these days in yoga studios and all other places. But if you are doing it, ideally, I should say that you shouldn't do it, so that you will not get a proper time sweating when the body has to sweat. Okay, so you have to understand that it depends, that the amount which you have to do daily depends on the season and when you start sweating. Okay, now next dinacharya is the snana, right? I'm sure that all of us like take proper bath and go to the different this one. But there are many countries where the people do not have this idea at all, that they should actually you know mm, uh, take bath daily, right? Don't know whatever is the climatic condition or the geographical condition of the country, but at least in our India and otherwise also, the snana is something which one has to do daily. Now, see, one thing which is very important is what are the benefits of daily bath? We know it is sacred, live a long life. It improves the strength of heart, which is very important. It increases ojas in the body. Usually these days, ojas is a very common word coming from Ayurveda text. Ojas is somewhere it is correlated with the immunity, but definitely it is not actually like no the concept which is closer to immunity, but of course there is a wider aspect to it. But to again make it very simple to understand, or just you can consider it as immunity. So it increases our immunity also, right? Now it relaxes the body. It removes excess sweat, itching, and foul body odor, and it removes drowsiness. So this is again a very important this one. This bath, I'll tell you the different methods one has to do. How to take bath. See, we bath daily, but there are certain small things. If we take care, then it will give us additional benefits. Okay, so here are those things. First, wash head and then take bath. So what is most important is we have to wash our head and then we have to take bath. Without taking head bath, don't take body bath. This is again important. Now, from water, warm water should be used below neck, right? So what is important here is usually these days we have a shower, right? In our washroom, we have attached shower. Now shower has, like, when we put it, it is on our head and then the whole water falls on our body. But actually that is not the right concept. Why? Because below neck we have to use warm water, but on our head, as there is eye and as there is hair on it, we have to use cold water. I'll not say cold which is very cold, it is closer, very close to our body temperature. Okay, but below neck, just little more than our body temperature, that is little warm, or lukewarm is also fine, but on head it should not be warm water or hot water, depending on the season. Sometimes some people they prefer as per their body constitution, right? So that all we should avoid. Why? If we use warm water below neck, it gives strength to the body, whereas if we put warm water on our head, it is detrimental to eyes and hair. So we will get like loss of eyesight, or like proper eyesight, I should say, or sometimes there will be hair fall, hair graying. All these problems would start, and we would not even know that this is a small change. If we can make, we can get rid of all these things, right? And especially in case of males where they take head bath daily, I think the baldness and all has become very common among Indian male population. So we have to take care of this. Like when we are using the shower, we have to take care of this concept, which is very important, right? Now, again in this also, I would like to add few more things like the soap which we are using is again not very good. I would suggest that no, uh, it does not take much time. You can just know simple basin, that is gram flour. We can keep it. We can add. I mean, just make a paste with some oil, or we can make some paste with uh, milk also, right? And just apply it immediately and take bath. The people, those who suffer from skin diseases or dryness of the skin, right? And there is loss of luster on their skin, or the skin is like different problems like these days, photosensitivity, hyperpigmentation, all these are common things, right? So it all because of the, because this skin is the fifth and the largest sense organ, and many chemicals, toxic chemicals get access to our body through this skin, especially whatever is rubbed and applied which comes in contact with the skin. So no, these days the fragrant soap, the colorful soap, the gel like soap, all different type of things which are not supposed to be used on our body. There is a very simple concept. Whatever we can eat, we should apply those things only on our body, because the skin is also a part of our body. We shouldn't treat this skin with some chemicals and we take care, oh, this chemical should not enter inside my mouth. No, it's not like that. It's like whatever we can eat, जो हम खा सकते हैं ना, वही हमको लगाना भी चाहिए. लगाने के लिए भी हमको बहुत specific simple rule है. And I'm sure and I can tell you with the experience, अगर आप जो भी चीजें इस चीज का ध्यान रखते हैं, तो आप जो है बहुत सारे स्किन डिजीजेस से दूर रह सकते हैं, and your skin will become like as if it's blossoming, glowing. There'll be a shine in your skin no matter what is the complexion of your skin. Okay, now this is another one. Am I left with the time, or hope am I running out of the time?
Ma'am, for 15 minutes, you can either continue with the talk or you can have your meditation session as you wish.
Okay. So shall I stop it now here?
It's up to you. Matlab, you can extend this session up to 15 more minutes. So you
Okay.
can have an interaction
I will finish, yeah, so that I can have an interaction because
or
I
meditation, or you can have an
yeah.
interaction as you
Yeah.
wish.
So this is another one, Abhyangam. I'll quickly finish it off now, sir. So the next one is this Abhyangam. Abhyangam is nothing but the oil massage. Okay, you must have seen and you must have got also when you were a newborn baby, right? You might not remember it, but definitely your family members would have given. And Abhyangam is something which we get in spas or in different Ayurveda centers also. So here it's like uh, you can do it at home also, right? You can do it at home and for a better thing. And if you want it and elaborate and you want to pamper yourself, your body, I think we need to pamper our body. Why? Because we are staying in this body for 70, 80, 90 years, and we need to actually take care as our body is a temple. So that is why it is a must to pamper it sometime, and we should take the appointment from the Ayurveda doctor to get this Abhyangam. But daily basis, you can do it at home, and for that, I'll say that sesame oil is one of the simple thing which will be available, or the mustard oil, or sometimes even the medicated oil also is good for Abhyangam, that is oil massage. Just lukewarm the oil, as I had mentioned earlier also. Do not do it direct heating. Just keep it in the boiling water and then heat it, and then the same oil can be applied. You can apply like 20-25 minutes before you take bath, and after that like warm lukewarm body shower you can take. That will be very good. And when you do that, delays aging process, release fatigue and relaxes the body, cure vata diseases. Vata is the one of the important factor which is responsible, as per Ayurveda, responsible for 80 different types of diseases, which again is more predominant during our extreme, like during our uh, old age. So to get rid of that, we have to apply oil in our body daily. That just 10 minutes or 5 minutes of that application of oil actually helps you a lot to keep yourself healthy. It also improves vision, especially when we are applying it on our food. Improves the skin complexion, nourishes the body. Why? Because when you are rubbing it over the, just a gentle massage, when you are doing it on the body, it actually, the lymphatic system, the drainage of the lymphatic system, it actually improves, and because of that it nourishes the whole body. All the channels get activated, and the blood gets applied to different parts of the body, and we know the blood carries the nourishing elements into it. It improves sleep. Those people who are having insomnia or because of some tension, they do not, so it relaxes tension also and induces good sleep. Of course, it strengthens the body and the life span. This already I had. So, but there is a golden rule to it. Why I'm saying all the golden rules? Because instead of getting some benefit, you shouldn't get some problem with it. Just that, remember that when you are healthy and you have a proper hunger, that is an indication that you have to use this oil massage. Huh? And anyway, in our tradition, also in India, we have this habit of applying daily head, ear, foot massage. We do it, apply oil on all these things, right? If a person is having some cough, upper respiratory tract infection, indigestion, or constipation, I said better you avoid using this oil massage. So this is the only thing that you have to keep it in your mind. Otherwise, you can use it daily, right? Now, Karna Purna, this I will not say much. Why? Because this has also been included in Dinacharya. Like here, it's like pouring some medicated oil in your ear to strengthen this sense organ. But here, like if you have a little bit of a skill is needed for this Karna Purna. That's why if you do not do it properly, there might be some complication. That's why I will suggest not to do it until and unless you are very sure that you will be using or doing it like this. I remember my grandfather doing it, and I still remember that Even at the age of 70, he had a very good eyesight and hearing. There were no hearing aids he used to use at that time. So, and very good, like his musculature, shoulder. He was a very nicely, like well-built body. So, of course, food, I will not go into the detail because now we are running short of time. So just this important knowledge from here regarding khana आधा चबाने का time दुगना. This is very important, right? Usually what we do, चबाना तो पता नहीं हम चबाते हैं कि निगल जाते हैं कुछ भी चीज, हाँ, और खाना हो सकता है क्वांटिटी में ज्यादा होगा, लेकिन जो लोग अपने हेल्थ and you really care for your body, I know that this is the golden rule. Whatever quantity you are taking, you just make it little lesser to what actually you need, and the time of chewing should be double to that. So this is the golden rule. Again, we have to take care of this like versus need. Like versus need means sometimes I like this food, but my body does not need this food, right? So it is all about heart and about the mind. You have to win sometimes. Mostly you have to win your mind, and very rarely you have to take care of your tongue, right? Many a times we take care of our tongue. Sometimes your body may not need it, but you eat because you like it, right? So have this understanding of like versus need when a favorite junk food is served to you, right? So remember this like versus need. And this is sleeping. I'll just say that only owl actually stay awake in the night. The human sleep. So remember this. These days it's been like we humans have become like, I will not utter the word, you would have understood what I'm saying. So WhatsApp, this or that. If you will not sleep early, you will not get up early. So early to bed and early to wake. This is the mantra of the whole, otherwise you will not support the circadian cycle. If you will not support the circadian cycle, your body would not be relaxing properly. If it is not relaxing properly, the removal of the toxin from your body will not happen properly. If these toxins are there inside the body for a long time, it will have different health issues. So sleeping on time is again very important in Ayurveda. If you see in this slide, it's mentioned nourishment and emaciation, life and death, even the obesity, everything is related with the sleep. So sleep is the mantra, but not sleeping for long hours, sleeping at the right time and getting up early at the right time is very important. And we have a scientific explanation. Now, without giving any lesson to whatever we have covered, uh, you know, uh, a teacher duty is not complete. So I would suggest, and I'll be really glad with whatever lecture I have given for 1.5 hours, until and unless you upgrade yourself for this vocal local idea. Now there is a concept now the government is actually wants to spread vocal for local. So this is the vocal, this is the local thing which was there amongst Indian population during ancient time, but during this hard past life we have forgotten everything, and that's why this population is suffering a lot. So now upgrade yourself to get a healthy body and a healthy mind, which is the much more needed thing in today's time. Okay. And how to do that? See, we have to have the strategy and the proper execution to get a success, to actually make this dinacharya daily habit. If you now you have a plan, see, this is what I have explained you how to do it, and with the limited resources whichever is available at your home. So that plan is ready with you. Now you have to have that intention and a desire to execute it in your daily life, and I'm sure you will be successful, right? You will successful means what? You will have a healthy body and mind. So with this, I say namaste to and thank you for everyone for such a wonderful opportunity given to me. And I'm sincerely thankful. Okay, first we'll have, I think, question and answer session before I wind up from my end. Yes, sir. Uh, yeah. So can we open this platform for the question and answer session
Sure.
if we have any?
Our participants are eagerly waiting to ask so many of
Okay.
the many
I'm
doubts.
also very glad.
Yeah, and ma'am, some of them have also mentioned some of the queries in the chat box or
So
during this.
do you want me to read out all those? Is that
I
okay?
will read for you. Yeah, I will read for you.
No, I see most of it are like thank you, excellent session, but actually we want to
I
see
think
only the
yeah.
questions, right? So if we
Uh, Ramu ma'am has asked that what is the counter alternative for the men to get benefits? I mean, for eye benefits, Anjana, would you suggest medical plants for dhupana and also suggest or name some medicinal oil for nostrils? This is one of the question.
medicinal oil, I think I had already mentioned Anutailam. Okay, Anutailam is something which is easily available in all the Ayurveda medical stores. In case you do not get this, what I'll suggest you can have simple cow ghee also, that is fine. But if it is cow ghee, especially in the winter season and in the cold season, you need to actually warm it little the way method I told you, right? So that is important. Another thing is that you can simply put the sesame oil little bit, you can put coconut oil. But if you buy this Anutailam, it is again very, very good and it has good benefits. Okay. The second question was related with Dhumapana, right? The herbal twig she is asking, right? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So see, herbal twig, I will not suggest that any twig you pluck it from the tree and then use it. What I had suggested that take a cotton cloth, which is little, little rough, and then you just roll it. And do you see this? You just make a roll of it like a pipe, right? When it is little rough, it will be like a pipe. It will not like, and then smear it with some uh, ghee, cow ghee. If it is like whatever you prepare it at home also is good. Just smear it with that, and the other end make it little longer so that no, once you are burning from this end, the other end, it will not burn, right? If you want, in that ghee itself you can put some turmeric powder, right? So what will happen, again turmeric is very good, right? After that, once you have rolled it, you just no dry it in sunlight for some time, and once it is dried up, it will like a stick, and you burn it over here, and then after that you inhale it, right? The smoke, you take it. I suppose that this is a female asking about all these things. No male has asked this question, right? But don't understand it wrong. It is a medicated smoke, right? So this is good. Okay. And the another question was related with what was the first thing she had asked, she or he?
Ma'am, I think I missed that question.
Okay, fine. I think we have answered the two queries. The other one is also there in the, I
Yeah,
think,
I can see there are many more
presentation. Yeah.
questions.
Any other question?
Yes, ma'am. Samresh Pal sir has asked that please suggest the best lifestyle habit in the age range between 35 to 45.
All these lifestyle is fine only, just that you have to take extra care about your food habits. That is very important. And at the same time, see, that's what I had mentioned, that as a child, no, a child does one time, two times a mistake. What happens? The parents actually they forgive. The same way, actually, the body itself is a very good healer and it adjusts. Those who are doctors, they would understand what I'm saying. The time itself is a good healer, and the body takes that time to heal. But then if you are doing that mistake again and again over say 10 years, 20 years, 30, which we actually do, right? Then what happens? The body is actually is not punishing you, but actually body is the system is now loaded, and now it cannot do anything for you, right? The nature is very kind to all of us, even despite of doing so many mistakes, it actually takes care of us. But then when the system is not working, what will happen? It will get actually the body will have so many diseases, right? So that is what if you are not taking care of your food habits, especially these days, food habit is a big problem, right? So you have to take care of food habits, and especially getting up early in the morning and going to bed early, and evacuation of waste in the morning, like attending your natural urge is very, very important. The first thing, no bad tea, bad tea is bad tea. So all those things which we have seen, like our parents doing, our grandparents doing. See, there was a time when they used to get everything, very fresh. But today it is not possible. Outside environment is also full of toxic things only. So now what is that? What actually is being told better to stick? And you know what? The key to our health, with my experience and of course my patient's experience, I can say that the key to health is in our hand only, right? We can actually take care of our body to a greater extent rather than depending on some drug and all. Like if we'll stick to dinacharya or this daily regimen and then the way it is being told, I think you can have this to remove so many unwanted diseases in your life. Yeah. Next thing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
So
one more question I can see is that,
yeah.
according to you, which oil should be consumed for better health? Samresh sir is saying that he personally takes mustard oil. Can you suggest your valuable input any better
Yeah,
also?
actually, we could have discussed this point in the food, but actually, we had to skip because, and of course, I think food itself is a very vast topic. Even while I was preparing, I thought to present it or not, and the same thing
And one more
happened
question
because,
I can see relating to the food. Can you suggest some immune building herbs in our daily life?
yeah,
But
yeah.
uh,
Okay, okay. So, see, as you mentioned, mustard oil personally, it is fine, sir. Whatever oil you are taking, there's nothing wrong with that. Just that, see, usually these days the concept has come that we should not take any oil. It's not like that. But a limited quantity of oil is good for our body. But we shouldn't take excess oil. That is important thing. Second, if you get any, what to say, cold pressed oil, that is always again good, because when we get, and again, I'll suggest one more thing, the refined oil, no, a double refined and all these things are there in the market. It's all just to take so much or to remove so much of burden from your pocket, but actually it is not very healthy. So like cold pressed oil is very good, no matter. We always say that no regional seasonal food should be entertained. So mustard oil, it's fine, no issues. But just see that you are taking in a required quantity, not excess quantity. Huh? Every season, see those who are from Kerala, coastal places, they have coconut oil. Let them have coconut oil, no problem. Outside India, in some of the countries, they have this, what is that, olive oil. But these days, no, there is a trend that in India also to show that high status, we use this what is that, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil and all blah blah blah. But see, in India we do not have this olive trees, right? So the God did not want us to use this olive because our climatic condition is so that we do not need to use olive oil. Should have, like in some of the northern parts of of our country, we use mustard oil. It's all fine. In Kerala, it is coconut oil. In Tamil Nadu, it is sesame oil. It's okay because the variation, no, God, whatever was needed at one particular place, God has already given us. So let us stick to whatever is the traditional. So that's why the mantra about food is, though we did not cover that, it's a vast topic. Some other time, if the time we can talk about it. But the simple thing is traditional, seasonal, and regional food should be encouraged and incorporated in our food habits. Okay. Then next thing was,
ma'am, one good question I can see, and we can take it. Some Ayurvedic, Brijendra Jain sir is asking that some Ayurvedic doctors say that one should have cold water bath every day. So, your opinion?
I really don't know in what context he has mentioned that we should have cold water bath every day. Okay. But see, now telling somebody like a small baby or a very old aged person, right, in the cold season to have this cold water bath. Do you agree with me? The no, the common sense also would say no. better not to have cold water bath, right? Cold water bath maybe few years back when there was a moderation in the climate, but these days according to the changed climate, and there is extremes of changes, right, happening in our climate. So accordingly we have to adjust to that. So it is like, I do not say very cold water or cold water. I'm talking about warm water. And see, there is a body temperature, little warm to the body temperature and little lesser to the body temperature, right? I never mentioned that boiling hot water. I use the word warm water. Got it? So something which is very, less to your body temperature should be used, or for your head, but which is little more than your body temperature should be below the neck. Again, there should be slight adjustment we can do as per our common sense, depending on the season outside, or depending on the day outside. Suppose if it is very cold and windy day, it is a cloudy day, it is a rainy day, I will not suggest you to take a cold water bath, right? What is important? Just make it little warm so that your body, immediately there is a temperature regulating centers in our body. So we have to actually take care of that part when we are know what kind of water should be, because we have different senses, fit or in our skin, right? So immediately it carries, and if it is not able to adjust the temperature immediately, there will be a shock, there will be a collapse. So we have to take care of that part. Okay. Yes. Next thing. Anything else? Am
I
I
think
audible? Yeah.
queries, all the
We
queries
are
have.
done. We are done.
If any
Okay.
other participant wants to ask something, you can unmute yourself and put your question. If any other query is being left with you all.
But I would be happy to see all of you. Like most of the time I was talking, like usually I would like and love to interact with the people. And I would like to see all those who are there at the other end also. So I request all of you, if you can, make your video on, I would be happy to see. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to see all of you. Thank you. Yeah. So is there anyone having any question? आप में से किसी को कुछ पूछना है? Okay, I have already spoken a lot, I think, and it's already very late. Must be lunch time. What do you say? Should I close? And or sometimes we can have another session if the time and the condition permits, right? Because it's already going to be 2. Dr. Nilesh ji, what do you say?
मैम यू आर जस्ट ए सागर, सो हमको गागर में आपने सागर भर के दे दिया, एंड एवरीबॉडी इज थ्रस्टी फॉर योर नॉलेज. सो गागर में हम कितना लेंगे कुछ कह नहीं सकते. So regularly we will be in touch with you.
आज की गागर भर गई होगी. Again you have to use it,
Yeah,
and then come back with the empty
So
gagar.
at 2:30 we will be having another session, very nice session.
Yeah.
So everybody should go and have lunch and come back for that
True.
session.
Very true.
And it's very nice, informative session. We have gained a lot of knowledge. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
ma'am. It was
Yeah.
really great session.
Before we wind up, even I have that to actually send my sincere gratitude and sincere thanks to the Sagar group for and Dr. Surendra Jain ji, Dr. Nilesh Arya ji for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with all of you. And also I congratulate the coordinating committee. Our Priyanka ji, she had done a wonderful job. She was always coordinating with me, and with Vicky ji here, and I heard Surabhi Jain ji also is there. Surabhi, and for the good efforts that they all are making. So I congratulate. At the same time, I wish best wishes for a very successful event. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Our director, sir, Dr. Surendra Jain, sir, has also joined us. I would
Okay.
like to request if our director, sir, would like to say a few words.
Yeah. I would be glad and
So please.
privileged, sir. Can we have the spotlight on sir? That would be good.
Ma'am, I think sir is not able to hear me. Uh, might be having some technical issues. So, ma'am, on behalf of the C Group and SIRT Pharmacy, I would like to take the privilege to thank you for accepting our invitation and joining us with this session today. And it was really, really a very great session, and we got to learn a great deal of knowledge from this session today. Also, on behalf of the Sage Group and SIRT Pharmacy, I would like to present this a small token of appreciation for you, ma'am, on the
Thank
form of the certificate. Thank you so much, ma'am, once
you.
again for
My
accepting and
pleasure as well. Thank you so much.
joining us, ma'am.
And best wishes to all of
Really
you.
grateful to have you. And I'm very sure that all of our participants have got to learn so much about the Ayurvedic Dinacharya. And I'm very sure that we will start following whatever you taught us today. And it would really,
Yeah, that would be the real dakshina for me, right? That if you follow it and you be healthy.
absolutely sure, ma'am. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you, ma'am. Uh,
Thank you, Nilesh sir. Thank you, Surendra Jain sir.
I would like to inform our participants that our next lecture will begin from 2:30 p.m. onwards. So I request all the participants to join us back at 2:20, and we will begin our lecture by Dr. Mahendra Joshi, sir. So it's a request to all the participants to please log in back and join us sharp at 2:20 p.m. and we will be continuing with our next session. Thank you so much once again for joining us. The feedback links have been shared on your chat screen. So I request, a kind request to all the participants to please fill the feedback. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, all the participants. Please don't miss this session. This is one of the best session for our motivation and learning. Na? So do come at 2:20. Please, we log in on time. And also you can have we are having a musical evening daily because music brings a lot of changes in ourselves. So we are having musical evening daily. We have the singers and performers from best performers from throughout the India. So we have shared that link in the WhatsApp group that we are having with the participants. So do join that link in the evening. So see you all at 2:20. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am.